Let A, B, and C be numbers with 0 is less than A, and where A is less than B and B is less than C. Which of the following is impossible? So let's think of A, B, and C as pieces of strings with lengths A and B and C as units respectively. So we know that from the given problem, 0 is less than A, and A is less than B, and B is less than C. So we know that C is the greatest of all three of these. So we have A, B, and C, which C is the greatest. And if we evaluate these statements one by one, we have number A, or choice A. Choice A is saying that if you take the shortest piece of string, which is A, and add it to the largest piece of string, then it is equal to the middle length piece of string. And we know that's not true because it's like saying you take the shortest piece of string A and then the longest piece of string C, and then you put them end to end together, and then it says they're shorter than the medium sized string. That doesn't make sense. So A will mark as doesn't make sense. And if we move on to B, it says that the shortest piece of string times the medium length of string is less than the third piece of string, which is the greatest. So this we can visualize as where A and B are going to be the sides of a rectangle. And then so to illustrate this concept, we'll first assign values for A, B, and C. Where A we can write as half, B we can let as 1, and C we can let it be 3 halves. And then if you imagine that you have a piece of string with lengths A, which is half units, so a piece of string A, half units, and another piece of string B, which is 1 unit, so it's double the length of A and B. And then if you were to multiply these two, the sides of a rectangle, then this whole area inside the rectangle is going to be less than the greatest value C, which is 3 halves. So this is half 1. So we know that 1 times a half is equal to half, which is less than 3 halves, so that works. So we had A times B is less than C, so this indeed worked. And then for choice C, we have the shortest piece of string plus the middle sized piece is less than the third side, which is the greatest. And we know that in this situation, it's like saying we take the shortest and medium sized pieces of strings and put them end to end together. So this is string A, and then we take another string. This time we'll put as B, and this string is it's saying it's going to be less than the third string, which we're going to put as C. Okay, so this can be true in some cases, so we know that could work. And then for the fourth choice, we have A times C, so the smallest times the greatest is less than B. So if we imagine this as a rectangle patch of area again with the sides lengths equal to the shortest and longest side pieces of string, then we can have the area would be smaller than the medium piece. So if we illustrate it with the same values, A is half, B is equal to 1, C is equal to 3 halves, and then we're doing A times C, so half times C three halves. So if we multiply the areas together, it's 3 halves times half equals 3/4. And then we're saying that is less than B, which is 1. And we know that indeed 3/4 is less than 1, so that works. And then for choice E, we can have over here, choice E, it's like saying we have the middle size string divided by the greatest size string is equal to the smallest size string. So if we were to think of this as a piece of string again, then we would have the equation b over c equals a, and this can be thought as dividing a piece of string of length b into equal parts represented by c, and checking if each part of that is the length of a. So if we draw that out, we get a long piece of string. So that's our string there. And then if we assign the values like we did before to 3 variables, where a we can denote as a third, b as 2, and c as 6, then that satisfies our equation over here. And then if we imagine that this piece of string is cut to lengths of 2 from b, or no, cut to lengths of 6 from c, then we're going to cut it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal parts from c. And then we can see that each piece of this string equals to a. And if we plug these values in, let's see if it works. So we have 2 over 6 equals 1/3, and that is indeed correct. 1/3 equals 1/3. So all of these work except our choice A. So choice A is going to be our answer.